It's October 7th, 2016. This is Archer Monologues. I'm D. McClung. It's a Friday here, and the elderly Los Festus on Teeverball. I want to put a plug in for a book. It's a fine book, and I just received my copy of the book from an acquaintance or associate of mine. I call him an acquaintance, Dave Champion. Now, you may have heard of Dave, maybe not. If you haven't, you should. Unless you're a government criminal, member of the IRS terrorist organization, or just an asshole, you should hear about Dave Champion. Well, actually, if you were all those things, you should not only hear about Dave Champion, you should be beaten among, about your head and other body parts with Dave Champion's book, to put it nicely. All right, Dave Champion's book, Income Tax, Shattering the Myths. It's about 400 pages, a little over, counting the index and so on in the back. And I've began to read it. It's all about the income tax and related tax items and the laws, court cases, the criminal, fraudulent, illegal, terrorist misapplication of the income tax. Now, I'm not gonna expound on this book without having first read the whole thing. I may expound on parts of the book as I read them, because you need to hear this. I think you need to hear it. I think a lot of people need to hear it. I think about 300 million people in America need to hear it. What's in the book? In fact, I strongly recommend you getting the book, which, as far as I know, you can buy directly from Dave Champion. Go to his website, and I'm sure he'll tell you how to get one. I took advantage of a special, $50 special, and bought the book. Got the book the other day, and I'm proud to have it. I'm thrilled to have it. It's a wealth of knowledge. And to be honest, I've heard quite a bit of what's in the book already from Dave Champion, because I listened to his radio show that he's had. I don't know. It's been probably about 10, 12 years now. I've been listening to and following Dave Champion, and through all of his trials and tribulations, at least as far as the legal aspects of his career as I think he calls himself a tax consultant, or maybe something like that. I'm not sure what his status is in that regard now, because the government, the IRS, bastards, have been bringing some pressure to bear upon him. sure about lately, but I know they tried to stop this book from being distributed. And any time the government of this country, whether it be state, federal, local, tries to ban a book or prevent it from being published and distributed, prevent it from being read, anytime the government does that, I immediately, how would I say this? I immediately fall in love with that book. It becomes my favorite book. That may not be totally true. There are some books that have been banned throughout history, in America, let's say, that I'm not particularly fond of. I didn't particularly fall in love with it. I'm just a man who likes literature. I like to read. And I like to write. And I think I could honestly say that I love the freedom to speak, to write, to express myself. It's a basic core premise behind who I am and what I do. Expressing myself is just the reason I exist in a conscious intellectual sense. The biological reason I exist is simply to reproduce and pass the DNA on to the next generation. And I've done that by reproducing 3 or 4 times. I say that as if there's a question there. Let's just say 3 times for sure. I have 3 sons, is what I'm saying. They are grown, and they are living their lives, and I'm hoping that they are living their lives with some intellectual capacity for understanding and comprehending the truth, understanding and comprehending how important it is to be free and promote freedom and to support freedom, to defend freedom against tyrants and bullies. In other words, I hope my children believe, like I said, they're grown-ups, they're adults. I hope that my children believe at least somewhat along the lines of my own beliefs. For example, I hope my children are intelligent enough not to believe in mythological nonsense. I hope my children are smart enough not to fall for government propaganda, socialist bullshit. I hope my sons do not believe that 9/11 was actually perpetrated by terrorists from other countries that just, it just happened to come off just perfectly. I hope my children are smart enough to understand that, Pearl Harbor back in 1941 was orchestrated by or instigated by FDR. That is the President of the United States of America, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. A criminal and a traitor and a monster. History now shows us, though it should have shown us this back in 1941. Not that I was alive then, but it should have shown the American people then how evil and despicable their government is, and how criminally insane the leaders of America are. And this has gone back generations. And I've been around through about, 7 presidents since 1947. And I think I can say without any doubt that most of the presidents during my lifetime have been criminally insane monsters. Or, take, I suppose I could exclude John F. Kennedy. I could say he was an exception. That he was a man of integrity and honesty and a good man who believed in freedom and believed in the American Constitution, for example, and did good stuff. And would have continued to do good stuff if the CIA hadn't fucking murdered him. I hope my children are intelligent enough to at least think about the assassination of John Kennedy and figure out, at least to some degree, what a shady deal that was. And I'm not 100% in the category of a conspiracy theorist. I have heard the theories. I have listened to the theories. I've read about the theories. I've investigated certain events and circumstances. And I could put forth a theory. And I could put forth a certain amount of agreement with conspiracy theories. I have no doubt that there have been many conspiracies perpetrated by the government of this country. I don't have any doubt whatsoever. Now, in particular, is Area 51 a site where aliens landed or crashed, and did the U.S. government capture or at least recover alien bodies? Now, I don't want to go off on a tangent here too far, but Area 51, there's theories. Well, I support, what's the word? I believe there's something about Area 51. And I believe there are quite a few people that know whatever it is there is to know about Area 51. Because human beings are there. And human beings have been there. And human beings were there when the alleged alien event, crash, whatever. And I'm guessing that, there are maybe a few of those people still alive. And I am imagining that perhaps, think about that. I'm imagining that perhaps they passed that information that they knew from having been there and witnessed whatever occurred in Area 51 at the original site. May have passed that on. I can't imagine them not passing it on, at least some people, making a record of what happened and passing it along to other people for posterity's sake. I think something's going on there, and I think it's not exactly something that, well, I think it's something we should know about, because, our government is doing something there. And I am one of those who believes that our government should be transparent. It should tell us everything that it does and knows. So if there really are aliens coming to Earth, if there really are UFOs, then we should identify them. And those people who study such things and investigate such things should reveal the information to all of us. Now, there's always this theory about this. The government knows, but the government is not going to tell us because it doesn't want us, to panic, because it would create chaos in the world if we knew that there were aliens among us. I think I'll be the judge of that. There isn't any knowledge on this planet of anything, of any kind, of any sort whatsoever that I don't have a right to know. And this is not debatable. If the government knows something about UFOs, about aliens, other life forms from other planets coming here, then I have a right to know that. And it's not debatable. It's not open for discussion. If you know something and you work for the government, if you're the President of the United States and you know something about Area 51, excuse me, I want to know what that is. And if you don't tell me, you're a criminal. You're a traitor. Because you work for me. I'm the boss of you. You do what I say. You tell me what I want to know. And if you keep a secret from me, and I don't even know that it's a secret, but you just kept it a secret, and therefore I didn't know that you knew something, then you're committing a crime, a fraud, a deception. You're not allowed to do that because I said so. When it comes to me, I'm not speaking for all of humanity. I'm not speaking for you, the listener. I'm just speaking for me, which I have a right to do. Goes back to that free speech thing. Oh, by the way, if you don't have the capacity to exercise a right, then you don't really have it. If you don't have the ability to express yourself freely, then you don't have freedom of speech. And I want to make it clear here. If you believe otherwise, you're a fool. And if you're a fool, fuck you. Oops. Not politically correct there, I guess. Alright, so anyway. Back to the book. Income Tax, Shattering the Myths, Dave Champion. Get your hands on a copy of this book. Okay? Just do it. Trust me on this. Read it, know it, understand it, and then, be enlightened. Be smarter in the knowledge department than you were before. If you've been following Dave Champion, you know a good deal already about the contents of the book. However, you need the book. Yeah, I'm pimping for Dave Champion in his book. And that's because it's probably one of the best books on this particular subject, the income tax, that I've ever seen. In fact, I think it's probably the only one I've ever seen. I've read for example, I've gone to the IRS website and looked at that stupid fucking shit and these fucking morons. And you know what they post up there is like, excuse me, you fucking liar. I've asked the IRS. I've called on the phone, IRS guy, yeah. Show me the law. Show me the law. Making me liable for the income tax. Show it to me. If you can't show it to me, it doesn't exist, and I don't have to comply with it. Because, if it ain't a law, then there is no law. Then there's no law for me to obey. Really, people? Alright, so I called the guy, hello, blah, blah, blah. And, okay, show me the law. Tell me where I can find that, if you don't mind, please. Tell me where I can find it, whether you please or not, because you work for me and I'm asking you a question. Do your job. You can't, enforce the law if the law doesn't exist. That would be, against the law. Excuse me, a crime. And the guy said, all right, I gotta kind of paraphrase because I can't remember exactly what he said. It's been a few years. I wish I had recorded it so I could just keep playing that over and over and over again on the internet. Put it on a loop. What do they call that? GIF? GIF? Put it on a loop. Play it over and over and over and over and over again. And he said to me, in some order, I'm not sure which he said first. I don't remember if he said that you're a troublemaker. I don't. Seriously, this is an IRS agent, a professional, person. It's, a person with responsibilities in the IRS office. Public servant. Who said to me, you're a troublemaker. Like, what? Excuse me? At what point, sir, do you not understand the question? Anyway, he told me this, he said, you're a troublemaker just before he hung up on me. You're a troublemaker. Click. That really pissed me off because, I'm sorry, but you're a government employee and I asked you a legitimate question and it is your legitimate job, duty, responsibility to answer my question to the best of your ability. Then you hang up on me? I don't think so. I was going to call him back and give him hell. Who the fuck you think you are, asshole? You don't hang up on me. I'm a fucking citizen. I was going to, but I didn't. Maybe I should have, because he might have answered. And I might have said something really nasty. Don't you fucking hang up on me, you piece of shit. I'll go up there and beat your ass. But then again, if I had said something like that, I would have had IRS agents or, Gestapo people, at my door in 20 minutes. And they would kick in my door and beat the crap out of me. Yeah, I have no doubt that they would be pretty rough. Drag me away in chains, torture me, waterboard me maybe, I don't know, whatever. Kill me, keep me, just make me disappear. Because these bastards have power. That's scary. That these evil, criminal monsters have the power to do pretty much just whatever the fuck they want. And they have the power. And they can get away with it. Because the American people are like, oh, what am I going to do? Well, one thing you can do in regards to the IRS and the criminal misapplication of the income tax, which, by the way, applies to corporations, not us real human beings. Don't take my word for it. Get the book. Read it. You'll know. Then you'll know. Then you'll say, oh, wow, I'm knowledgeable. I'm pretty sure you'll say, what the fuck? And then you'll be a totally different mindset. From that point on, you'll say, well, I didn't know. And now I do. And I'm pissed because, the government, and through the arm of the government, the criminal thug terrorist organization part of the government called the IRS, has been terrorizing, but robbing the American people blind for over 100 years. I'm going to be quick to say, this is not my opinion. This is a proven fact. And if you read the book, Dave proves it. He gives you references, he gives you sources. You can check it out for yourself. For example, you can go to Title 26 and look at it. It's on the internet. It's not like a freaking secret. Go to the internet. Look it up. Title 26 U.S. Code. The part of the tax law that part of the law that deals with the tax and income tax and so on. The other thing this fuckhead said to me before he hung up was, I believe that's Amendment 15. I broke up. I think I was laughing when he said that. He said that and I'm what the fuck? 15? You don't even know what amendment you're trying to put up as the defense of your criminal behavior. What the fuck? Now I'm thinking this, I didn't say that. He didn't really give me a whole lot of time to say anything. He said, that, and then he said, you're a troublemaker, and hung the fuck up on me. And I've been to the website, and they have all this stuff up there, here, we got to tell you something, don't fall for these scams, these fraud schemes, these criminal people that want to, get you in trouble by telling you that you don't owe an income tax, and there's no such thing as a income tax on individuals, and there's no law, blah, blah, blah. And then they never tell you the law to back up their statement. They just threaten you. Don't go with these schemes because they'll get you in trouble with us. We'll arrest you, and you'll go to jail. The IRS actually does that. And on the website, there's no place. I think there might be a place where you can ask a question, but, you just might as well not bother asking the question show me the law. Can you show me the law? Where's the law that makes Americans who are not corporations liable for the income tax? Because they won't answer you. So I went to the website, I asked the question, and, guess what? It's been years, and they've never, ever answered my question. In fact, they haven't even acknowledged that I asked the question. Now, if you think that's okay, I'm going to just, if you think it's okay for the IRS to just ignore me and ignore people's questions. I'm not just talking about me. I'm not some kind of freaking egotistical maniac. I understand that I'm not the only human being on the planet. It's not all about me. Some things are all about me, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a government that works for us, that represents us, that's supposed to do what it's fucking told by us. Well, actually, by the Constitution. And the Constitution says you can't be doing that. You can't be, forcing people to give you money under false pretenses. You can't point a gun at people and say, hey, give us your money. And, just call it, oh, it's an income tax and you owe it, so give it to us or we'll put you in jail. No, they're not allowed to do that. But they're doing it, and they've been doing it for over 100 years, and, most Americans are like saying, oh, I don't like it, but, it's the law. No, it's not. I promise you. I fucking guarantee you. It's not a law. It doesn't exist. Guarantee it doesn't exist. And if it doesn't exist, then you don't fucking owe it. Am I clear on this? Get the book. Get Dave Champion's book, Income Tax, Shattering the Myths. Go on his website, Dave Champion Media, DaveChampionLiberty.com, Dave Champion whatever. He's on Facebook, Dave Champion Liberty. Now, Dave Champion is a bit of a... he's about 10 times more verbal than I am. He is very vocal. Extremely vocal. And to me, I think that's honorable. That he can stand up in public, on the radio, on the internet, and just blatantly just tell the truth and just say it the way it is and just be, well, sometimes he's just obnoxiously blunt, like calling people fucktards and the government criminals and so on. Well, I do that too, but I don't have as many listeners and followers as he does. Because he's been doing this for, like I said, maybe 15, 14 years or so. And he's good at it, and he's been doing stuff. He's not like you and me. He's like him, and he's like doing stuff. He's an activist, let's say. A person who believes in doing, not just saying. He's a big supporter of the human right to keep and bear arms, by the way. As am I. That's another situation where the government totally ignores the constitutional law that tells the government you can't make any laws about this because I have a right to keep and bear arms, and everybody does, including people in other countries, by the way, even though they don't have that constitution, perhaps. But if you live in a country like, say, Britain, where you can't have a gun, I'm sorry, that's just anti-human. It's anti-freedom. It's unnatural. It's anti-nature, and it's just despicable. I don't believe I would get along very well in Britain because I'd be having a gun, and I guarantee you that I would keep it. And, someone tries to take it away from me, I will kill them. Now, hopefully, I'd have an option there of just shooting them in the leg or something. Or hopefully, even more hopefully, once, these government bastards, or as Dave Chambers says, fucktards, realize that I actually do have a gun, and it's loaded, and, I have the capacity to defend myself and my property and my freedom, and my family and my friends and my neighbors and so on, and the principles of freedom, that they would realize that, best not to come up against me. He's got a gun, and he is willing to use it to preserve his freedom and his life, etc. So we best just back off. You know, like go back to your IRS office and kill yourself. Oh, I don't know whatever the equivalent of is in England, and I'm sure they have some sort of income tax over there too. But in America, I don't know about Britain, I don't know about England, I don't know about Ireland, I don't know about Russia, I don't know about Ireland and Iran and whatever, China. I don't know about how the tax system works there, but I'm fairly certain that they have some sort of tax thing going, and their rules, laws, and stuff, I don't know. And it's not particularly my problem at this point. What is my problem is the United States government and America and American people being robbed, terrorized, imprisoned, abducted, abused, tortured by the IRS and other elements in the U.S. government. Because that directly affects me. And that affects everybody in America, directly or indirectly, because they're wrong. They're evil. They're criminals. And we need to stand up to them and say, listen here, fuck ass, you're not going to rob us anymore. And get that gun out of our face, because we've got a gun pointing at your fucking balls. So, back off or lose some body parts here, you pig. Anyway, I'm just saying, be assertive. Be stand your ground. You have the right to do that, by the way. Some people might get a little nervous when it comes to me, because they might think, that guy's a raving lunatic. Well, not really. I'm very expressive. That's my job. I'm an artist. I express thoughts and images and visions and ideas and so on. That's what an artist does. So, what I am saying is that I'm not a raving lunatic. I am a raving intelligent person. Sometimes I rant and rave because I can, because I'm allowed, because I have a right to do that. That I will defend that right, and I will continue to do that, even if the government says to me, "You better shut the fuck up." I'm going to say, you better fuck off, because I'm not going to just let you do that to me. And if I see the government of the United States raping other people in America, then, or even in other parts of the world, which they do all the time, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, etc., etc. Go back in history, setting Japan up, torturing those people and terrorizing that government, forcing it to defend itself by attacking Pearl Harbor. And, of course, FDR knew damn well they were going to do it. And he even insisted that, they just sit there and be sitting ducks and be murdered. So FDR is guilty and responsible for that murder of those people in Pearl Harbor. And all of the other millions of people that died after that, when the United States government decided to become a warring party to the World War II and so on. So anyway, get the book, Dave Champion, Shattering the Myths. You'll learn something. You'll be enlightened. And if you don't know, if you know already some stuff like me, I know already because I've listened to his show. I've read what he's written and over the years, and I have an idea of what he's talking about. And so I'm not going into the book blind. I know a little bit about the subject already. So anyway, get the book. Get it. Please, just get it. Don't, just do it. It'd be good for you. And I'm not pimping just for Dave Champion. Dave Champion can do his own advertisement, his own promotion. He can talk for himself. I'm promoting the book. I'm promoting truth and knowledge and, enlightenment for people to say to themselves, "Oh, gee, now I know stuff that I didn't know." And that's the whole idea of reading a book, to know what the book has to say, whatever it is, whether even if it's a fiction or science fiction or novel or poetry. Oh, by the way, I've got a poetry book on the market. Amazon. Little plug for myself there, since we're talking about books. Words in a Row, Book 1. Look it up on Amazon. Under the author D.L. McClung. D.L. McClung. You know, sometimes I get a little annoyed with my name. It's like McClung. You know, it just sounds weird to me. But anyway, it's my name, and among other names. I have several. Let's call them pen names or pseudonyms that I write under and create art under and so forth. Which I'm allowed to do legally too, by the way. And I don't need to go down and ask the permission from the government at the courthouse or whatever to use another name. Because I could be whatever I want to be, do whatever I want to do. It's free country. Supposedly. It's not, but it's supposed to be. And we should do what we can to make it so. And one of the ways we can do that is educate ourselves to what's really going on in the world and educate ourselves to what the laws really say and what the laws really mean. And understand what criminal, corrupt, evil is going on at the hands of our government. All right, I've promoted the book. That's my job. That's what I did my duty. Check it out. Income Tax, Shattering the Myths by Dave Champion. He should give me a fee. I should get an advertiser's fee for that. Nope, I'll do it for free because I believe in what he's doing. I believe in the cause, I believe in the truth, and I believe that the IRS is pure evil and should be stopped, abolished, and the criminals that are in the IRS, like the agents and the directors and so on, and everyone in the Congress and so forth that defends this criminal enterprise should be arrested, tried, convicted of treason and thievery and so on, and dealt with accordingly. And when I mean accordingly, I mean ultimately dealt with, because they have committed a capital crime as government officials. Won't elaborate on that. You know what I mean. All right. That's all for now. Catch you later. Enjoy and get the book. All right? Just make me happy. Make Dave Champion happy too. I don't mean make him rich or whatever. I mean, it's a little bit of money. A big deal. I'm sure that people waste more money than the price of this book than on beer and shit. I know the $50 that I paid for the book cut into my cigarette money. Didn't make a dent in my cigarette money, by the way. That's another subject I'll talk about sometime in the future. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Wherever you are, try to be a free person. Live free. Be free. And be the resistance. Bye-bye.